children, welcome to today's session. In the previous session of the story, The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom, you have seen how the spirit of the dog helped the old couple and what the wicked couple did. Let us continue the story now. But before moving on to the story, let us see the overview of this session. In today's session, we are going to see the reading comprehension part 2, working with text and working with language. Now let us see the learning objectives of this session. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to express the importance of loyalty and kindness as illustrated by the characters of the old couple and their dog. Summarize the events of the story and analyze its message about human behavior and morality. Develop or frame a set of questions by reading the given paragraph. Write appropriate question words in the space provided in the dialogue. Use definite article and indefinite articles appropriately. Before moving on to the second part of the story, let us recap the first part. An old couple had a pet dog named Muko whom they looked after as their own baby. The dog once showed treasure to the old man. Knowing about this, the wicked neighbors coaxed the dog to find them treasure. The dog showed them a dead kitten instead of treasure. Very furious, the wicked couple killed the dog and buried it under a pine tree. The old man mourned on the death of his pet dog. The spirit of the dog asked the old man to make a mortar and mill with the wood of the pine tree under which it was buried. When the couple started making rice pastry and bean sauce in the mortar and the mill, it all turned into gold. Seeing this, the wicked neighbors borrowed the mortar and the mill and tried to make rice pastry and bean sauce. It all turned into a mass of worms. The wicked couple broke the mortar and mill to pieces and started using as firewood. Now let us move on to the story. While I read the text, you too can read with me. The good old man dreamed again, and the spirit of the dog spoke to him, telling him how the wicked people had burned the mill made from the pine tree. Take the ashes of the mill, sprinkle them on the withered trees, and they will bloom again, said the dog spirit. The old man went to his wicked neighbor's house, where he found them smoking and spinning at the edge of their square fireplace. From time to time, they warmed their hands and feet with the blaze from some bits of the mill. The good old man humbly asked for the ashes. Though the courteous couple turned up their noses at him, they let him fill his basket with the ashes. Now let us see the meanings of few words. Ashes, the powdery substance left after the burning of a substance. Withered, bare and dry. Sprinkle, to scatter in drops or particles. Now let us see what we have understood. Who spoke to the old man in his dream? A. Spirit of his father. B. Spirit of his mother. C. Spirit of the dog. Yes, children, you are right. The answer is spirit of the dog. Well done, children. Now let us see the second question. What did the spirit of the dog say the old man to sprinkle on the withered trees? A. Ashes of the mill. B. Water from the well. Yes, you are right. The answer is A. Ashes of the mill. Well done, children. Now let us continue our story. On coming home, the old man took his wife into the garden. It being winter, their favorite cherry tree was bare. He sprinkled a pinch of ashes on it, and lo! The cherry tree sprouted blossoms until it became a cloud of pink blooms which perfumed the air. The news of this filled the village, and everyone ran out to see the wonder. The kind old man, hearing that his lord, the daimyo, was to pass along the high road near the village, climbed up onto an old withered cherry tree that stood by the wayside with his basket of ashes. When the daimyo's palanquin drew near, the old man, taking a pinch of ashes from his basket, scattered it over the tree. In a moment, it burst into blossom. The courteous couple also heard the story, and gathering up the remaining ashes of the mill, kept them to make withered trees bloom. Now let us see the meanings. Wayside, the edge of a road. Scattered, to separate and go in different directions. Palanquin, royal van or cart. Let us check. Which tree was bare in the old man's garden? A. Apple tree. B. Cherry tree. C. Mango tree. Yes, children, you are right. It is the cherry tree. Well done. Now let us see the next question. What happened when the old man scattered a pinch of ashes on the cherry tree? A. It burst into blossoms. B. It rained gold. Yes, you are right. The answer is the cherry tree burst into blossoms. Well done, children. Now let us continue our story. The delighted daimyos ordered the train to be stopped and got out to see the wonder. Calling the old man to him, he thanked him and ordered presents of silk robes, sponge cake, fans, and other rewards to be given to him. He even invited him to castle. When the greedy neighbor heard of it, he took some of the magic ashes, climbed a withered cherry tree, and when the daimyos was almost directly under him, threw a handful of ashes over the tree. The wind blew the fine dust in the noses and eyes of the daimyos and his wife. The god seized the old fool by the collar, dragged him from the tree, beat him soundly, and left him for dead. Thus the wicked man died in the mud, but the kind friend of the dog dwelt in peace and plenty, and both he and his wife lived to a green old age. And thus ends our story. It's a happy ending, isn't it? Now let us see the meanings of few words. Castle, place where the king lives. Saged, cart. Green, healthy, active and prosperous. Let us check. What did the delighted daimyo do to the old man? A. Ordered presents. B. Gave punishment. C. Hugged the old man. Yes, children, you are right. The delighted daimyo ordered presents to the old man. Well done, children. Now, let us move on to the next question. What happened when the wicked neighbor threw a handful of ashes over the tree? The tree blossomed. The fine dust choked daimyo and his wife. Yes, you are right. The fine dust choked daimyo and his wife. Well done, children. Now let us see few more questions. How did the spirit of the dog help the old farmer for the second time? So for this question, when you read the text, you would be able to answer it. The spirit of the dog made the withered trees bloom when the old man sprinkled ashes on it. This made the daimyos delighted to reward the old man. Let us see the second question. Why did the daimyo reward the farmer but punish his neighbor for the same act? This is what we have to think about. The answer is, the withered cherry tree blossomed when the old farmer scattered the ashes over it. But when the wicked neighbor scattered ashes on it, the fine dust choked Daimyo and his wife. So the Daimyo punished the neighbor for the same act. Let us see the third question. What do you think will happen if you are kind and hardworking? Yes, if we are kind and hardworking, we will be rewarded and we can lead a peaceful life. This is the main motto of this lesson and it's very important for us. Let us move on to the next question. How should we behave with our neighbors? Yes, we should be kind and helpful to our neighbors. Do you like to keep a pet? If so, how will you treat your pet? So here you can give your own answer. And this is my answer. Yes, I would like to keep a pet. If I have a pet, I will take care of it with love and affection. Now, let us go to working with language. Children, here you can see a boy standing and you can observe a mark. Can you guess what the mark is? Yes, it is a question mark. A question mark is used when we question and we use few words in the beginning of a question. Let us see the question words. When, why, which, how, where, who, what, whom. These words are called as question words. Now let us move on to the exercise given in our textbook. So here you can see a boy and a girl near a school. Let us see what they are doing. The boy is asking the girl, "What are you doing?" And the answer is, "I am reading a book." Who wrote it? Ruskin Bond. Where did you find it? In the library. Children, here the three questions starts with what, who and where. And accordingly the answers are given by the girl. Now see the question words given here. What, who, which, where, when, why, how and whose. Now let us see what these questions ask about. What asks about actions, things, etc. Who asks about people. Which asks about people or things. Where asks about place. When asks about time. Why asks about reason or purpose. How asks about means, manner or degree. Whose asks about the possessions. Here is an exercise. While I read this paragraph, carefully observe the bold phrases. We have to frame questions for these bold phrases. Anil is in school. I am in school too. Anil is sitting in the front row. He is reading a book. Anil's friend is sitting in the second row. He is sharpening his pencil. The teacher is writing on the blackboard. Children are writing in their copybooks. Some children are looking out of the window. Here, in the first sentence, Anil is in school is in bold. So, how could you frame a question for that? Where is Anil? In the same way, if we want to frame questions, let us see how to frame questions for the bold part. Where is Anil? Which row is Anil sitting in? What is Anil doing? Where is Anil's friend sitting? What is his friend doing? Who is writing on the blackboard? Who are looking out of the window? Children, hope you understood where we have to use these question words. Now let us move on to the next exercise. Observe the picture carefully. Here two girls are speaking with each other and a little girl is crying. Now let us see what they are speaking. When did you get this book? Yesterday morning. So here when the question starts with when, then the girl is asking for time. Why is your sister crying? Because she lost her doll. So why is asked when we want a reason. Whose room is this, yours or hers? It's ours. So whose is used when we ask a question about possessions. How do you go to school? We walk to school. It is nearby. So here how is used when we ask about the means or the manner or degree. This exercise is given in your textbook. Let us see what question words we have to use. My friend lost his chemistry book. Now he doesn't know what to do and where to look for it. There are so many toys in the shops. Nina can't decide which one to buy. You don't know the way to my school. Ask the policeman how to get there. You should decide soon when to start building your house. Do you know how to ride a bicycle? I don't remember when and where I learned it. You should know when to talk and where to keep your mouth shut, the teacher advised Anil. Children, hope you understood how we have to use these question words. Here are a few words. By adding the prefix im or in, we can replace the words in the given sentences. Let us see. Impossible. The project appears very difficult. So instead of this phrase, the project appears very difficult, we can use the word impossible. Incompetent. He lacks competence. So here, instead of the sentence he lacks competence, we can use the word incompetent. Impatient. Don't lose patience. So here, instead of don't lose patience, we can use the word impatient. Improper. That's not a proper remark. So instead of this sentence, we can use the word improper. Insensitive. He appears to be without sensitivity. So here, instead of this sentence, we can replace that sentence with the word insensitive. Now let us learn more about the articles. We have indefinite articles and definite articles. The indefinite articles are a and an. A is used before a singular countable noun. An is used before a word that begins with a vowel. A definite article is the. Now let us write the appropriate articles in the blanks given. There was once a play which became very successful. A famous actor was acting in it. In the play, his role was that of an aristocrat who had been imprisoned in the castle for 20 years. In the last act of the play, someone who would come on the stage with a letter which he would hand over to the prisoner. Even though the aristocrat was not expected to read the letter at each performance, he always insisted that the letter is written out from the beginning to an end. Now let us see another exercise given in the textbook. Would you like dash apple or dash banana? Here you have to use the correct article. Is it a, an or the? Would you like an apple or a banana? I would like. What do you want to keep there? Is it a, an or the? Yes, it is an. I would like an apple, please. Here, you have to write the appropriate articles. Take the red one in the fruit bowl. You may take the orange also if you like. Which one? The one beside the banana. So here ends our session. Children, hope you understood the story and enjoyed our session. Our lesson is not over yet. I'll be back in the next session. Until then, bye and take care.